or even sensors within the machines. The question there is, well, how do you know what device, what system, what entity, what machine is feeding the right information, what is available, is it able to be manipulated? And it's a pretty complex conversation. So there's a conundrum here, and I guess this is where our next topic will be. It's about how blockchain can potentially revolutionize IoT. So I'd like to invite up our moderator today, Ms. Danette Wallace from Infinity Blockchain Lab. I'd like to invite up the Senior Manager at Bosch, Mr. Bhuvan Shetty, to come on up. I'd like to invite up the co-founder of Chain of Things, Conor Colwell, to come on up. I'd like to invite up the CEO of Lena Review, Mitchell, to come on up. And I'd like to invite up the blockchain dev lead from Blockchain Technologies Malaysia, Mr. Sri Hari, to come on up. Big round of applause for our panelists, everybody.
Okay, thank you. Good morning. As was just mentioned, we'll be talking about blockchain and the IoT. We'll go through how that can be implemented and how it can revolutionize IoT. As many of you know, IoT is a burgeoning industry. In 2008, the number of connected items surpassed the number of people on the planet. That was 10 years ago. Now the estimated number is around 30 billion. And in 2020, it's estimated to surpass potentially 50 billion connected items. The market itself is projected to pass the 1 trillion USD mark in 2020. So with blockchain being able to tap into this industry, we're going to talk today about how that can potentially revolutionize IoT. So I'm going to ask each person to introduce themselves before we begin each question.
Hello everyone, my name is Bhuvan Shetty. I come from Robert Bosch. So we are a company which does all the 3 S, that's sensors, services and solutions.
Hi, I'm Conor Colwell. I come from Chain of Things. We're right now in a joint venture partnership with Infinity Blockchain Labs, developing Blockpass. Chain of Things has looked at how blockchain can support IoT for the last 2.5 years now. Our solution to this point is identity, and that's why we're doing Blockpass, so we can connect human, company, and device identity together.
My name is Mitchell Pham. Outside of Lena Review, the chairman of the New Zealand technology industry. We have 29,000 tech companies in our tech sector in New Zealand, and a very, very vibrant ecosystem across very diverse and different types of technology, fintech, and health tech, and edtech, and IoT, and blockchain, and so forth. This is a very interesting opportunity to look at the crossroads between IoT and blockchain, which is why I'm here.
My name is Srihari. I was the blockchain developer lead at Blockchain Technology Malaysia. We at Blockchain Technology Malaysia, we work with multiple sectors of IT, mostly related to blockchain, integrated with AI, big data, and machine learning. And that's pretty much what we do.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Don. So the first question I want to ask each of you is putting IoT on the blockchain necessary, or is this another instance of just because you can doesn't mean you should?
Okay, that's a good one. So putting IoT and blockchain is a necessity. First, what are we going to look forward for? What kind of ecosystem is IoT going to create for us? The lives are going to change tremendously, right? Because we're speaking about 80 billion devices getting connected in 2025. 80 billion devices, right? Connected cars, connected manufacturing, connected wearables, smart home, smart industry. So everything is going to get connected. I'm wearing an analog watch today. So in the future, I don't know, does it make sense? Because everyone is going to be digital and then you need to get connected. So when it comes to all this big ecosystem of IoT, connected things, so there's going to be an enormous amount of data that's going to flow in, get transmitted, and the devices are going to be connected. For sure, security is going to play a key role here. So when you look at this ecosystem, right, you surely will look into data collection, the data processing, the data management, and all the analytics on the data. So when all this data is there in the cloud or somewhere in the ecosystem, then it becomes very, very critical that an algorithm running on this data can get you all the information about behavioral patterns, the predictions and everything. So that's going to be very sensitive. A technology or a framework like blockchain, which from the basics says distributed, decentralized, immutable, and cryptographically secured ledger is going to be the key, because security, privacy, and transparency is something very crucial for IoT.
Thank you. Conor?
Yeah, I mean, I suppose, looked to the two major issues, which are security and interoperability with all connected devices. It's a good question. You shouldn't just apply it to everything. And we know that certain things are not possible. Like, so right now, you can't put data on blockchain. Like, you can definitely not put IoT data on blockchain. It's just not there. So we've kind of pared it back to look at the most basic utility, and we found that to be identity. So we think that just in the same way that humans give birth certificates when they're born, and that is necessary for them to operate in the world, every device needs that as well. Not just for ability to own the data that comes off the device, to control the actuations the device makes, or to permission it to another individual or company or another device, but also to have a detailed sort of metadata manifest of what is inside that device, where it came from, what it's capable of, so that when we do get to the point where we have, a metadata marker, you can send an AI or something in to easily find the answer to a problem versus having to sort through all these different sort of sandboxes of proprietary sort of stuff. So, right now, it would be nice. The immutability of data is an interesting idea, but right now we see at least identity being the first touch point of value.
So are you saying that every item would have its own identity? Every piece of hardware individually would have its own identity? Like a bird doesn't fit, like you said, from start to finish?
Okay, so I'm a little bit biased because I kind of come from, I've just talked about lean yesterday and all about bringing trust back into a particular industry. And so for me, personally, looking at IoT, I look at it from a business perspective and a consumer perspective, and not from a technology provider perspective per se. And from business and consumer perspective, I think the key word here is trust, once again. How do we trust the devices? How do we trust the processing of the data that the devices capture? How do we trust the commercial model, the decision making that is embedded into smart contracts? And very importantly also, how do we trust that we know enough today to put something permanently in place in a smart contract that will keep running for the next 10 years, when every year our knowledge, our understanding of our innovation constantly change? And how do we actually balance that? So I'm very pro applying blockchain to IoT because I believe it will make IoT better. But how do we apply that?
Adding a lot more trustworthiness.
When I look at the ecosystem of the Internet of Things, it's pretty much similar to how blockchain works. Is the decentralized devices which are interconnected and communicate with each other through a centralized server. So the only key catch here is we have a centralized system which manages the data aggregation, or which gathers the data together and analyzes the data again to produce results which can be understood by anyone. So this part of the Internet of Things should be decentralized, or can be decentralized, and people are working on this to make a consensus between the devices, so the devices can communicate between each other and produce the data which is pretty much transparent. And like any other technology, IoT is much prone for security threats because it's pretty easy to hack a printer rather than a laptop.
Okay, thank you. The next question I'd like to ask is, what are the hurdles for implementing blockchain to IoT?
Good. So what are the hurdles? Maybe I could say the top 5 at least in terms of the scale. So you know they are looking into an enormous IoT ecosystem, and scale is going to be a challenge in terms of infrastructure or in terms of architecture, right? The next could be the interoperability. That could be an interesting topic because connecting across the network is already a challenge in IoT, and when it comes to blockchain, interoperability across the public and the private blockchain could be an interesting challenge for us. And similar lines, you also have say multiple connections across, and also say regulations. Yeah, that's a very interesting topic because when you say an enterprise level blockchain is getting deployed, then for sure there will be a lot of questions on policies and legal. This is not going to be so easy. It's going to take some time for sure for the defining these regulations. And then maybe the last one would be the reputation and the nascence. So, you know, IoT and blockchain both are emerging, and blockchain in particular, the implementations are quite nascent.
Yeah. The question of interoperability, can anyone go deeper into that as a challenge?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say that's definitely one of the problems. You see this happen with every new technology. There's a proprietary protocol. It's like everyone wants to have the tech that they can patent and then license to all the competitors, right? So we're already seeing it now in IoT, but I think it's partly a waste of time. It's like, yeah, we need competition to come up with the best protocols, but you get a lot of discussion, like, for example, the Trust IoT Alliance that Bosch is also part of, same with Blockpass, it's a conversation about like working together at least on the baseline protocol, because eventually we'll get to the point where it has to be like an internet style like baseline where everyone can benefit, and that's where the interoperability actually follows through, and then you compete on the application level, and that works with so many different industries. So yeah, I think we just need to talk more and get that out of the way so we can actually get back to building the real applications and move forward. So,
Are we close? Are we close to reaching that?
I mean, the conversation is starting, which is good, and I think people know that that's probably how things have to go because that's how things have gone in the past with other verticals. But yeah, I mean, like companies will be companies, right? They want to compete or they want to learn as much as they can before they like access it. I mean, everything is brand new right now, so.
Great. Mitchell, what are the hurdles that you see?
Well, one of the hurdles that really comes to my mind is that I look at things at an industry level, and it's just part of being a chair of an industry, you kind of see things across a broader spectrum. And there are many businesses today who are already successfully applying IoT systems, devices, and customers, and all of that, and that's really good. But for the true benefits to come from implementing IoT, that really needs to be across the entire ecosystem or the entire industry. And when you bring blockchain into that setting, the real challenge is going to be having all of the parties, a diverse range of parties who participate in a particular industry to actually agree on something in common so that can be locked into a smart contract, and it will just go right through. And you can take the logistics as an example. It's highly complex, right? So I think that's going to be an interesting challenge to overcome.
Thank you.
The key hurdle when I talk about the interoperability of the IoT devices with the other technologies is IoT devices doesn't have a global protocol, which means that there is a different protocol followed in the Asia Pacific, and there is a different protocol followed in the US. So it's pretty much like we need to have a global protocol so that we can integrate IoT more feasibly with other technologies, and developers can really come together and work on making IoT like a use one. And a lot of people are working on creating global protocols for IoT devices right now.
Absolutely. Okay, I think thank you, gentlemen. I think we have time for a couple of questions from the audience. If anyone has a question, it's hard for me to see hands.
Yeah, we've got a few minutes for questions, so feel free. Hands up. I see any hands up. IoT.
I have more questions if no one else does, so that's okay.
If you do it in between, just put your hands up. Okay, we have one over here.
Okay.
Somebody, don't mind. You got a few minutes, guys, don't worry about it. Right in the middle. If you have a question, you can also come to the center. That would be really easy for us.
Yeah, good morning. So I have a question. We have an IoT, and in the IoT, every device is connected together, right? And we send the data each other. So if we have a lot of devices, then sending the data from itself, where's the data, the server to save those kind of information. That those information is centralized or decentralized, and where it is sent. And if a lot of devices connect, so how big the data and the blockchain, we have a limit of the data of the change or how? Thank you.
Big
I
data.
can take this question. So the key problem, when you see IoT and big data are the two sides of the same coin. You have the device producing a lot of data, and this data is being stored on a centralized server right now. But moving forward, we are thinking to keep the data on decentralized blockchains. So again, we come to the same point that how can you store a huge amount of data on a blockchain? So there are a lot of efforts in the field of neural networks and sharding. Using these techniques, you can actually make the big data on a distributed ecosystem or on a blockchain. So that's pretty much where we are heading to.
We're running out of time. Thank you so much.
We have lots of time.
You got lots of time?
One or two more questions, not a
8
problem.
seconds, okay.
No, don't worry about
Okay.
it. One more or two more questions available.
If not, I do have more questions.
There's a question here.
Okay.
He's gonna rush me again.
I can add some stuff as well.
Yeah.
So, somebody said about protocols and IoT. Is any work being done on big companies like Bosch or Siemens regards the protocol itself? Some standards being set with IETF or some other standards organization?
Okay, so yeah, there are work on this topic. So we have standards being set, and we are also checking this out. Basically, if you look at internally, what we also do is if you look at the data and the security side, you also to answer the other questions. So it's, as I told you, it's very less companies in the world. You produce sensors, that's your own sensors with your own security regulations. Then you have your own IoT platform to get all the connections done. And so we are heavily working on this protocol stuff and also the security ones, because at the moment there's nothing completely ready, but there's a lot of work being done behind to see how the sensors are going to get connected, and as the point mentioned, how to decentralize this data and to make this transactional data into the blocks, only the transactional data, because otherwise we try to push the whole data into the blockchain. That's something which we should already think about. The transactional sensitive data needs to be captured, and then that's the work being going on at the moment.
Okay, just one more question. One more question. There's one right there.
I have a question. We talk a lot about IoT, about AI, but in my opinion, we can see it in the near future. Internet thing must be the product of Internet thing must be cheap for everybody can buy and use it. So, can you tell us how many years can we expect the technology can be spread all over the world?
Okay, maybe I can take this because this is an input from my side. I had also been to this Gartner event in 2017 in November. I think the ABC for 2018 to 2020 is AI, chatbot, blockchain, customer experience, all those stuff. Now the question is, at what level these technologies will bloom up, right? So there are a lot of concepts, also real-time use cases being already set up on blockchain and also AI. So the idea is that the companies need to adopt this, and I think all the companies are spending enough time, also the startups, there are a lot of engagements on these things happening. because the day it comes, you should not get behind the race. So that's the idea. But there are a lot of use cases on AI, and I think there are a lot of things going on around. If you look at Microsoft Cortana or Amazon AWS, Amazon Alexa, or anything in AI, I think there are a lot of use cases, and companies are really trying it out to make it productive.
Can we have a specific time, like 5 years, 10 years?
That's a tough one. Sorry, I don't have time for that. I can come to this for sure.
Any other ideas from other guys today?
Anyone want to speculate on timing?
You know, I don't know the future. I cannot guess it. But the way I look at the future as a technology entrepreneur in the tech sector, it's kind of like this. Look, we can't predict the future, but we can make it, right? So if that is really important, then what shall we do about it?